but a lot came from yesterday. There was plenty of takeaways. I think the biggest one, obviously, is all the cameras, all the mics are on Justin Fields, and he lets it be known that the Pittsburgh Steelers have a quarterback competition. Quote saying, I'm taking it day by day. I'm definitely competing. Russ knows that. We're out there competing against each other every day. Him being out there helps me get better, and we're pushing each other. So I definitely don't have the mindset of sitting all year. So I'm coming in here every day and giving it all I've got and pushing him to be the best. And he's pushing me to be my best. I mean, up until this point, you could speculate about a quarterback competition. You could look at it and say, all these people are talking about, oh, Justin Fields might take over the job for Russell Wilson, but everything coming from the Pittsburgh Steelers was Russell Wilson will be the starter unless proven otherwise. Justin Fields is looking at it like, well, I got to prove otherwise. Your thoughts you were there, you were in the scrum. Your thoughts when he said it and what it means for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, I don't think it was surprising at all to hear Justin say this stuff. I think he's a very confident guy. I think he has every right to be too. And so I wasn't shocked at all to hear him say these things, to say that he's fully invested in the competition, that he is going to make it a competition pretty much whether the Steelers like it or not. His goal is to, I guess, make things a little bit uncomfortable for them, make them make a hard decision, make Russell Wilson kind of prove that he deserves the starting job. And I mean, it's only going to make this team better. I think you don't bring in Justin Fields unless you think that he has a chance to be a starter for you. And while I think Wilson is kind of, again, that pole position term that Mike Tomlin used earlier in the offseason, I don't expect Russell Wilson to lose the job, but I think you appreciate Justin Fields coming in and having a sense of confidence right now about, yeah, we're competing, we're making each other better. I have just as much of a right to try and earn this job as Russell Wilson does. Look, like Wilson obviously has the experience on him, but Fields isn't a rookie, man. This guy isn't new to this. He's been a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's had a little bit of success. So I think he has every right to be just as confident. He has every right to believe in his talents and believe that he can show what he's got and that he's capable of winning that competition. Just how open it is at this point, I'm not sure, especially just because of how limited the practices are right now. I think it's going to take a little bit for this thing to really open up to really look like a real competition. But yeah, I mean, they're splitting reps down the middle. They're taking turns. I mean, Wilson's clearly the number one guy, but the Steelers aren't coddling Justin Fields. They're not hiding him in the background. They're going to give him his reps and give him his chances to show that what he's capable of.
Yeah, I think that I'm glad that Justin Fields wants this to be a quarterback competition. I'm glad that he's not coming in here with the mindset of I'll be a backup and I'll learn. And I hope at the same time that he has realistic expectations that chances are he is a backup and he has to learn for a season, because hopefully Mike Tomlin has laid that out for him and said very clearly, look, you will be the guy who right now is viewed as the number two. If you go in there and show us that there's no reason you shouldn't be the number one, maybe that could change. But I don't want this to turn into quarterback controversy, and I think it has it has the makings of it if things aren't handled properly from Mike Tomlin's side of things. That being said, he usually does handle these things the correct way, so hopefully that turns into nothing. From Justin Fields' side, I love the spark. I love that he's coming out here and he's ready to be the guy in Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh Steelers fans should want him to be the guy in Pittsburgh, that he should be the dude who, yeah, Russ is exciting and he's a veteran and he's proven himself, and this is the guy that maybe you have the best shot to win a Super Bowl with, but Justin Fields could be your future. Justin Fields has a ton of potential. Justin Fields is a first-round pick 4 years ago. This is not a guy that, is a nobody. This is not somebody the NFL has given up on. It's just somebody that the Chicago Bears have given up on because of where they currently stand. I will say that what was very interesting is as Justin Fields is talking, and you guys are all in the corner. I was not in the Justin Fields scrum. I was making my way through the locker room. Justin Fields is over at his locker. Everybody's talking to Justin Fields. And our offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, comes walking into the locker room, goes right up to Russell Wilson. Him and Russ sit down at their locker, and they start talking about whatever for 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And I'm just sitting there thinking, that's an OC who's working with this quarterback right now to see where they could go from day one and how they can improve. So I think, right now, Justin's got a lot of work to do, a lot of ground to make up, but I am excited that, he's open to a competition. He wants this to be a competition.
Yeah, and I think you made a good point about Mike Tomlin handling it correctly, because if you let this spiral out of control, if you let kind of too much doubt kind of creep into the locker room or into anyone else's mind, I think that can be a problem. But like I said, this is Wilson's job to lose. So as long as Mike Tomlin kind of tempers expectations, says, yeah, Fields will have his chance, but we really believe in Russell Wilson, I think that's fine. And you want competition, you want iron sharpening iron and everything like that. You want guys to get pushed, but you don't want any of the faith in Wilson to waver, and you don't want it to look like you are maybe bailing on him before he has a chance to really show everyone what he's capable of. So it'll be tricky. It's difficult managing of personalities, but it's not Mike Tomlin's first rodeo. This is not the first time he's ever had to do this. I think he knows how to run PR. He knows how to run a public face of the franchise and
Yes.
of the decision making before, while maybe other stuff is kept more under wraps.
Do you think at some point Justin Fields gets a, all right, we got to give Justin a real look here to see if he could be the guy? You think at any point that happens this summer?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like he's gonna. I would be shocked if he doesn't end up taking a handful of first team reps, if he doesn't get a healthy amount of those. He's going to get plenty of preseason action. He's going to get time to work in with the ones and show what he can do against a first team defense and everything like that. Like I think watching him yesterday, I think there were a couple times where you just thought, okay, he's running with the twos or the threes right now. Like this is a team that's in their first day of practice. Like it doesn't look super cohesive. And I think I'm really eager to see what he can do when he's playing with the ones, when he's running with the first team, to see what he can do in that environment. And also, against a first team defense, what can he do against similar levels of competition? So I think he does. I think it would be, I don't know, irresponsible is a pretty heavy word, but I don't think you can let Justin Fields just kind of sit on the bench. I mean, I think he's too talented to not at least explore what you've got there. So I expect him to take, some first team reps later in the summer, and for them to, just do their due diligence, do their due homework about everything that they've got at their disposal on this roster.
Yeah, I agree. I think that at some point Justin gets a day or a couple of days where he's the one, Russ is the two, and they see what they got. And I don't know if that's like, I think it's a remember when Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph were getting days as the one, but everybody in the locker room knew Mitch was the guy and he was the starting quarterback. And I think that could be the situation here. But I think, instead of Mason Rudolph, who had zero opportunity in Pittsburgh, and Kenny Pickett, who they were by no means going to give the starting job to that early in the offseason, Justin Fields is a guy that they could, he could come out here and be like, oh, okay, look at that. Justin Fields, he deserves to continue these days and have more opportunities, and they'll see where it goes from there. But I agree with you. I think that it's irresponsible is a good word, of just, you gotta give every opportunity to everybody to see what they can do, because you cannot miss out, especially the quarterback position. It's the biggest question in Pittsburgh, and if they miss on it, it's the difference between a Super Bowl contender and a team that's just squeaking by and hoping to make the playoffs, or missing the playoffs, depending on how they go.